Jeff Bezos, the man who would later become the richest person on Earth, achieved legendary status in the business world as the founder of Amazon. However, his journey from humble beginnings in Houston, Texas, to building the largest e-commerce empire in human history is a remarkable story worth exploring. Before delving into Bezos's business approach, let's take a closer look at his challenging childhood. Nevertheless, Bezos had a loving and supportive family, thanks to his mother and adoptive father. He expressed his gratitude by acknowledging that he had won the lottery with his mom, emphasizing the strong bond he shared with her. From a young age, Bezos displayed his industrious nature, often helping his grandparents on their farm, with tasks such as fixing windmills and vaccinating cattle. Bezos also had a mechanical aptitude, which emerged from an early age, showcasing his innate curiosity and problem-solving skills. Bezos's inquisitive nature was evident from a young age. His scientific interests were equally diverse, from creating an electrical arm to keep his younger siblings out of his room to converting his parents' garage into a personal laboratory for various science projects. He had job offers from big names like Intel, Bell Labs, and Anderson Consulting. But instead of going the traditional route, he chose to work at a fintech startup called Fitel. Here, he built a network for international trade and quickly climbed the ranks. Soon after, he joined the banking industry as a product manager at Bankers Trust from 1988 to 1990. Then, he ventured into the world of hedge funds, working at D.E. Shaw & Co., where he excelled and became the fourth senior vice president by the age of 30. Jeff's journey was just beginning. In 1994, Bezos came across a mind-blowing statistic. Web usage was growing at a staggering rate of 2,300% per year. This was the spark that ignited the birth of Amazon. Jeff, along with his then-wife Mackenzie Scott, left their jobs at D.E. Shaw and founded Amazon in a rented garage in Bellevue, Washington. They even wrote the business plan during a cross-country drive from New York City to Seattle. Their vision for Amazon was to create the world's largest online bookstore. Initially, they named it Cadabra, but later changed it to Amazon, inspired by the Amazon River in South America. The name not only reflected their desire to be at the forefront of online searches, but also their ambition to become the world's largest online store. With an initial investment of around $300,000 from his parents, Jeff Bezos knew he was taking a huge risk. He even warned early investors that there was a 70% chance Amazon would fail. However, he had always planned to expand beyond books. 3 years after its inception, Amazon went public with an IPO. Bezos was confident that the internet's growth would outpace competition from traditional book retailers. As time went on, Amazon diversified into the online sale of music and video, expanding its product range. To fund this expansion, Bezos borrowed $2 billion from banks in 2000, as the company's cash balances were dwindling. In 2002, Amazon launched Amazon Web Services, AWS, which was a game-changer, compiling data from weather channels and website traffic. However, rapid spending caused financial distress, leading to layoffs and closures of distribution centers. Despite the setbacks, Amazon rebounded in 2003, turning a profit of $400 million. Jeff Bezos kept pushing the boundaries. In November 2007, he launched the Amazon Kindle, creating a unique reading experience akin to video games. Jeff Bezos is not just about Amazon. In 2013, he secured a $600 million contract with the CIA on behalf of Amazon Web Services. The same year, Amazon was crowned the world's largest online shopping retailer. In 2016, Bezos sold millions of shares, raising billions to fund his other ventures. He even took on 130,000 new employees to bolster Amazon's distribution centers. By 2018, his Amazon stock holdings reached over $100 billion. In 2018, Bezos shifted his focus towards expanding Amazon into India. However, his success was met with controversy. President Trump accused Amazon of sales tax avoidance and anti-competitive practices, which led to a temporary drop in Amazon's share price and a hit to Bezos' personal wealth. Furthermore, in 2018, Senator Bernie Sanders introduced the Stop Bezos Act, accusing Amazon of receiving corporate welfare. This was followed by revelations that some Amazon workers relied on food stamps. The debate about worker wages intensified. Bezos responded by announcing a company-wide wage increase, supporting the Fight for $15 movement. In February 2021, Bezos made a major announcement. He would step down as CEO of Amazon to become the executive chairman of the Amazon board. Andy Jassy succeeded him as CEO. Bezos cited his desire to focus on various projects close to his heart, such as the Day One Fund, the Bezos Earth Fund, Blue Origin, the Washington Post, and more. Bezos has always had a passion for space travel and the preservation of Earth's resources. He even dreamed of building hotels, amusement parks, and colonies for humans in orbit. Blue Origin started to gain attention when it purchased land in West Texas for launch and test facilities. Bezos aimed to reduce the cost of space travel for humans while making it safer. Despite setbacks, including a crash during a test flight, Bezos remained committed. Finally, Jeff Bezos made headlines when he launched the NS-16 mission with his half-brother Mark Bezos, Wally Funk, and Oliver Damon. His suborbital flight lasted over 10 minutes, reaching a peak altitude of 66.5 miles. It was a monumental step towards his vision of humanity's future in space. Now, let's explore another facet of Bezos' empire, Bezos Expeditions. This is where he makes personal investments, and boy, has he made some smart moves. Back in 1998, he invested $250,000 in Google, and that turned into 3.3 million shares of Google stock worth $3.1 billion in 2017. That's some serious return on investment, but that's not all. Bezos has a soft spot for the healthcare sector. He invested in companies like Unity Biotechnology, Grail, Juno Therapeutics, and ZocDoc. In 2018, he announced a new healthcare venture called Haven, which is expected to be a partnership between Amazon, J.P. Morgan, and Berkshire Hathaway. Bezos also wears the hat of a philanthropist. Through Bezos Expeditions, he has funded various projects, including an innovation center at the Seattle Museum of History and Industry and the Bezos Center for Neural Circuit Dynamics at Princeton Neuroscience Institute. Not to forget, he even funded the recovery of two Saturn V first-stage Rocketdyne F-1 engines from the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. They now sit proudly on display at the Seattle Museum of Flight. In September 2021, Bezos co-founded Altos Labs, a well-funded biotechnology company dedicated to harnessing cellular reprogramming to develop longevity therapeutics. The company has roped in some top-notch scientists, including Juan Carlos Ispizua Belmonte, Steve Horvath, and Shinya Yamanaka. Altos Labs launched with a start capital of $3 billion and is led by an executive team headed by Hal Barron. This venture shows Bezos' unending curiosity and dedication to groundbreaking science. Now, let's talk about the man himself, Jeff Bezos. The public image of this tech titan has gone through quite a transformation. In the 1990s, he was seen as a relentless driver of Amazon's growth, often at the expense of public charity and social welfare. He was all about pushing Amazon forward. During the early 2000s, Bezos was seen as a bit geeky and data-driven. He had a reputation for being demanding and hyper-competitive. Some even called him opportunistic. However, something changed in the late 2010s. Bezos transformed physically, started wearing tailored clothing, and began to spend his wealth more openly. This led to a shift in how the public perceived him, now often portrayed as a symbolically dominant figure and even a supervillain in popular culture. He's had his share of controversies, being named the world's worst boss by the International Trade Union Confederation. But he's also been ranked as the best-performing CEO for 4 years in a row by Harvard Business Review. One of the keys to Bezos' success is his unique leadership style. He's all about the day one mindset. To him, it's always day one, and that's his secret to continuous growth. Bezos' regret minimization framework is fascinating. He makes decisions by asking himself, when I'm 80, am I going to regret this? It's a powerful philosophy that's guided his journey. Remember to show your love by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and staying tuned for more.